Topical issues. Today I'm privileged to talk about something that all of us take for granted. When we were young, we learned history. History taught us about the past. But we had civics. Civics taught us about the organization of the structures of government and society. It was a very interesting topic. Remember, in my past videos, there was a time when I talked of lawyers and owners. Somebody may think that I was looking down upon the lawyers and upon I talked of judges and gadgets, and one may have thought that I was looking down at judges. The legal profession is a complicated profession. I have never belonged to it. I talk as a layman. I'm a teacher. But I learned several things. And these are the things I learned. Check with me if I'm wrong. There are three arms of government. And they are all independent. There is the legislature. Legislature is parliament, but they extended and added another arm when there were those reforms, and now we have the Senate within those areas. What does the legislature do? It makes the laws, and it's independent, totally independent. We go to the executive. The executive is the arm of the government that rules and takes care of all these other structures. And then there is the judiciary. This one deals with the law, justice. And these three bodies have independence, check and balances, but they're each independent. And this thing kept me thinking, what does this independent mean? Independent means that judiciary and the executive can check each other, and the legislature. But one cannot override the other because they are independent bodies. For instance, in the legislature, in the legislative parts, once they legislate the law, it will be used to work within the country. But in the course of their legislation, they cannot override the judiciary, wherever those things are. The judiciary cannot also override the legislature in doing their things. So is the executive. We've been having human rights groups. We have been having all these things, and it's interesting. Kenya is a very exciting country. I watched on TV when people were comparing the countries, and we featured prominently. We were number one, the most democratic. And then followed by which? The two other countries were not rated in East Africa. But we were the best, the most democratic. That is according to the TV. I'm not saying according to me. Question is, can we be able to check and balance or overhaul each other? We've been having problems. We had problems with Laikipia Airbase. The minister came and it happened, whatever it happened. We have a problem that is going on within the judiciary. This is a question I put on the internet. I'm not talking about anything. I simply wrote in the internet, and I want you to write the same thing. I'm not talking from any, I'm not a lawyer, I'm not anything. And so you can write as a layman. And are there lawyers in Kenya? I wrote this question in the morning when I was checking the legislature and whatever. I ask the question that is there. Can the judiciary overturn a ruling of the legislature or the executive? You can ask that question and see the answer I got. We are number one in law. I've never done law. And maybe the internet is wrong, or maybe the internet is right. But I would think that if the internet is wrong, then we should also be educated on things so that we know the way forward. If the internet is right, then we have lawyers and owners. That is my take.